What is up, everybody? Today we're going to do a live stream answering your goddamn questions. We also have a versus episode. I hope you enjoy this live stream. Hello, everybody. It's gonna be fun. So much fun. So much fun, everybody. What's up? We got cookies. We got soda. Lemon juice. That is my favorite boss battle theme of all time. It made it to my number one top 50. Remember the top 50 from like 10,000 years ago? I made a top 50 best JRPG boss battles. It's been a year and a half since I made that video. Top 50 boss battle themes. Themes, not the actual boss battles. Top 50 best JRPG boss battle themes. That was the name of the video. This is my number one song. Always have been, always will be, forever and ever. Yeah!
Sorry if I sound a little bit like this, you know? The weather's been terrible here in fucking Mexico.
In this city, at least. Seriously, I don't know what the hell's been going on. For the past couple of weeks, the weather's been horrendous here. Hot 1 minute, cold the next one. Cold in the mornings, cold at noon, slightly cold between cold and hot, hot during the afternoon, hot during the evenings, hot during the night, cold late at night. Yeah, it's been fucking horrible. Why do I sound German? What the hell do you mean? What do you mean I sound German? I am German. How else will I sound? I am German, I am Spanish, I am Mexican, I am French. I'm from 4 different fucking places in this world. Greetings from Ireland. Greetings to you too from space. And there's a guy from Puerto Rico. Thanks, man. And you're welcome. You were goddamn welcome. So how are you guys? What's up? Welcome to another Q&A. It's very important how one starts his live streams, you know? It's very important. You gotta be like smiling and screaming and like, hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to another Q&A. Welcome everybody. Let's do this. If you start like that, the algorithm favors you and sends the link to everybody. But if you start like, hello everybody, what's up? Today I'll be answering your questions, you know. It only sends a notification to like 15 people. I also started early today. A little bit early. Earlier than usual. So, bring it on everybody, I'm ready for your goddamn questions. This is one of the last live streams of 2024. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Never mind. We still have a lot. Yeah, we have like 6 before the year ends. What are your plans for Black Friday? No one's answering questions, huh? So I'm gonna ask you questions. What are your plans for Black Friday? You getting anything? We had the good weekend here in Mexico. Last weekend I didn't buy anything. I'm trying to put together a new computer. I wanted to buy a computer. I was so tempted to buy a computer because a lot of them were on sale. But for some reason, I decided to follow my friend's advice and build a laptop. I mean a computer, a PC, a desktop computer. So that's what I'm gonna do. Hopefully it won't take long and I'll have that new computer built up with all the hard drive and graphic card and whatever, you know. I'm building a computer. I'm gonna start building a computer probably next weekend, starting next week or next weekend. Hopefully I'll be able to snatch some parts on sale. Sorry. And hopefully, well, not hopefully, I can guarantee the live streams are going to improve here on YouTube and on Twitch. You know, the live streams will greatly improve. Also, the videos might improve considerably. So, new computer coming soon. Hopefully, it won't take long. Okay, my friend is helping me build it. So that's what I'm gonna do on Black Friday, and I'll see if I can snatch some deals. You know, I've been meaning to collect some physical versions of games that I own digital, like Unicorn Overlord, Eiyuden Chronicle, Trails into Reverie. I doubt that one's going to go down in price. It's probably gonna be expensive as fuck, no matter what, forever. Same with Monochrome Mobius. You know, really would like to own a copy of that. Stellar Blade, I don't think it's gonna come down in price. Probably until next year, probably until it's released on PC. That's when the price will drop. Black Myth Wukong, that's the one I want. I want the Yakuza games. The Yakuza games are a bit cheap, but I don't. The cheap versions are usually the PlayStation Hits versions, and I don't want those. I want the first editions. That's what I want. I want Yakuza 0. I become a huge fan of the game. I will review it soon in a video with that fucking thing. My reviews of those games will be in the same video. And yeah, we'll see what happens, you know, just some deals in there, see what I can get. Anyway, yeah, I remember your PC recommendations, but I have an expert. My friend is an expert at this, so I'm just gonna follow his advice. Okay? I'll be fine with that. So that's what I'm gonna do. What are you guys gonna buy on Black Friday or Cyber Monday? Fuck are you guys gonna get, huh? Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance? Okay, that's what you're gonna get? Oh, you already bought Ni no Kuni, PS4, Bloodstained, and Prince of Persia. Okay. You know, there's a website called, like, Video Games Plus, you know? And I think there's a lot of games on sale. They started the Black Friday earlier. Like on November 15, it's gonna last the rest of the month. Probably you're gonna get Elden Ring for $20. If you see a good price for Falcom games, you will get them for sure. Same here. Like, I still don't have a physical version of Trails into Reverie, Trails to Azure, and fucking Monochrome Mobius. Well, that's not Falcom, but you get the idea. Trails to Azure for Switch is super expensive. I didn't know that. The PS4 version is already expensive. That's fucking crazy. You bought a 7-quart S-Tau Cocote Dud. What the fuck is that, man? Congratulations. Oh, a Dutch oven. Oh, okay. Thanks for letting us know. That's interesting, you know. That's like, well, Eric, you know what? I bought a 7-quart S-Tau Cocote, you know, for me and one of my mother for Christmas, you know. That's what I bought on Black Friday. I didn't buy any games. I bought a 7-quart S-Tau Cocote, or whatever it's pronounced. You know, that's how you sounded, man. Like, Jesus Christ, nobody cares about the name. You should just say, yo, I just bought an oven. That's it. Oh, but Black Myth Wukong for PS5 is like going to be very expensive. You know, I'm just going to wait for the price to drop. Probably like 5 years. No, I'll get it once it's like 40-ish, you know. 30. Can it be 30? Maybe it'll be 30 at some point. I kind of want Sea of Stars too, but I'm not going to pay more than $15 maybe. Like, I don't need it. I mean, it's been like a year and a half since it came out. I don't need it. If I review it now, it's gonna be like you guys are gonna be like, oh, he finally got to it. Great. I don't care anymore. You know, so fuck it. Too late. You can get the entire Yakuza series for $50 in the PlayStation Store. No thanks. I'd rather pay physical copies for those. I have digital versions of Zero and Kiwami. I collect physical games. I don't really like collecting digital games unless they're like $5. That's the most I pay for a digital game nowadays. Unless I really need it, you know, or unless I'm gonna stream it or something, like I did with Jeanne d'Arc on PS5. How do I pay for games? Whatever, man. I don't care. I don't use credit cards though. What is one JRPG that was released this year that is worth the time to play, considering all the political bullshit in them? JRPG. No indies? Infinite Wealth? I mean... yeah, I don't like... PlayStation hits, that's exactly what I was saying, like... Exactly 30 seconds before you joined. That's what I was saying. Right? I mean, why... Well, to each their own. A lot of people don't mind collecting like greatest hits and PlayStation hits. You know, I guess it's more of a OCD thing. You know, I don't like them. I don't like collecting them. But it's basically the same game 9 out of 10 times. There are occasions where it's just not. You know, but 9 out of 10 times, you know, it's like the same game, right? But it looks different. I mean, it stands out. You gotta love. I don't know if you guys can see, you know. Well, look at my PlayStation 1, 2, 3, you know, and 4. You know, they're all like, you know, the same color, right? All blacks, all black, everything's black, right? But then, you know, you got these green fucking covers. I say greatest hits, you know. I don't like that, you know. I think the PlayStation hits on PlayStation 4 doesn't really show. I mean, you still show some blue color, but there's that, like, that red line. That thin red line in there. That's my favorite movie, by the way. And that's, I can't stand that. Exactly, the red label on the top is really ugly. Exactly, I don't like that. I don't like PlayStation Hits, Greatest Hits. Give me the black label edition, the first edition. That's what I want. It's what I want, and that's what's gonna happen. So hopefully on Black Friday, some of the Yakuza games, first editions, will go down in price. And then I'll finally own them. Because I got the RPGs already, PS4 and Yakuza 7 and 8. The turn-based RPGs, you know. I hate the covers too, man. Yeah, man, it's just I can't stand it. That's what we're talking about. You see, nobody cares about that. Nobody cares. What do you guys want me to talk about? People leave. Like, oh, he's talking about collecting and about PlayStation hits, and then no, fuck it, I'm leaving. Check out that violin, man. Probably because I uploaded to, like, I'm live right now, and like 10 minutes before going live, I uploaded a second video on my second channel, like another one of those Super Nintendo streams. Talk about my love life. Oh, sure, my love life. Why would you want me to talk about my love life? I have no love life. I'm single, man. Which digital exclusive games do you want to made into physical copies? Frontier Hunter. Didn't even have to think 1 second about answering that question, man. I didn't even have to be like, let me think, you know, Frontier Hunter. I want that fucking game. I want to own it. Digital, you know, you own nothing, you know. I want a physical version of Frontier Hunter on the PlayStation 5. Thank you very much. That's the biggest one, you know. It's the one that I really want. Frontier Hunter. I want physical versions of Fuga, Melodies of Steel 1 and 2. Don't have physical versions yet, and it's been years since they came out. It's been like 3 years since the first one came out. No physical version yet. What's going on in there, CyberConnect? Come on, not even limited run games? Well, thank you for that, you know, because fuck that company. But not even, I don't know, something like super rare or anything else? No, just digital only. Why, Fuga? Why CyberConnect 2? I want to own your fucking games! Right? Anyway, that's my top 3. What are my hopes for JRPGs or games in general next year? I don't know, it's up to Japan and the US. That's the relationship, you know. Things need to be politically fine between those two countries so we can get proper games without shitty localizations. Are there any games you found extremely hard to get immersed in? Yeah, tons of them. You've probably seen me covering like over 100 of those. Did something good happen to you this week? You sound a little bit cheerier or a bit happier today. Nope. Maybe I should be gloomy, you know, to get more people to watch. Like I'm gonna be like all serious. Hey Brian. No, nothing good happened, you know, it's just, I don't know, my mood may change here and there, you know, sometimes I'm a bit more serious, just depending how I feel, you know, nothing happened, but maybe I did a live stream on Twitch last night and I beat Odin Sphere again, you know, Leaf Thrasier live, which was fucking great, but no, nothing, yeah. Is anyone going to get the Lunar releases? I probably will on when... I mean, are they going to have a physical release? I think it's been confirmed, right, by PlayAsia, you know? So maybe I'll get them at some point. I am planning on getting them, you know, but not on release date because they're gonna be like $40 and shit, and I don't know. The old school N64 Player's Choice label wasn't that bad. Yeah? Yeah, but the cartridge is still the same, right? You mean the box? I don't know, no. Well, I don't really care for the Nintendo 64 anyway, but... Anyway, do you find JRPG mechanics getting simpler or cut out for the dreaded modern audience? No, I don't think so. If anything, I've answered this question before, and there's a couple of clips about that on my second channel. So, being real quick, I still feel that a lot of modern games, like a lot of developers don't know how to make their games hard or complex but good, you know. So they all end up being, not all of them, just most of them end up being like unbalanced or like with nasty spikes, or like they try to be complex and unique. And they don't realize those mechanics have been overdone by a million other developers from the past. You know, everything is overdone nowadays. Everything's been done. So give them a break. It's hard to be original nowadays as a video game developer, I guess. Everything's been done. So it's hard to find ones with unique gameplay mechanics that are good, like Poison Control, for example. And usually those are like obscure. They end up becoming hidden gems, you know. Because all the AAA games, or all the popular ones, it's like the same fucking game over and over again. It's turn-based combat with this twist, which has been seen before. And they disguise it as something original, but no, think about it, it's been done before. You got your open world action RPGs, you got your, I mean, there's just repetition, you know, like the same game over and over and over again. A copy of a copy of a copy, right? So... No, I don't find JRPG, to answer your question, I don't find JRPG mechanics getting simpler. More like they are less and less original, and the ones that try to be original fade into obscurity. Because people don't really want originality nowadays anymore. They don't appreciate it, they want everything to be the same. Speaking about complex games, this one has a unique gameplay mechanic, a unique battle system. It's kind of bad though. Stellar Blade versus Nier Automata. Why will anybody make a versus episode on that? They just made a collaboration. Yeah, that will be a good one for the future. Right now, I think most people will vote for Nier Automata because that's the one everybody played. Stellar Blade is still exclusive to the PlayStation 5 and half of the world doesn't have a PS5, so let's just wait until Stellar Blade gets released on PC, and then we can maybe do that episode. That's an episode, man. That's a really good match. But right now, exactly, everybody's gonna vote for Nier because that's the popular game everybody played, and it's been out for like 7 years. Stellar Blade is like 8 months old, exclusive to PS5. No one's gonna vote for that, you know. It needs more time. That's right, Smart J, one of the many problems of today's the gaming industry. I'm still playing through East 10. I just got to the plot twist of the story. I feel like I'm halfway through the game, maybe. You know, probably finish it next week. But yeah, I'm still playing it. Special thanks to Matt. Thanks a bunch, buddy, for sending this special edition to me. It's pretty cool. They should have remastered Nier Automata or Drakengard 3 on PS5. You see, the problem is that no one likes Drakengard 3 except just a bunch of people like you and me. It's not a popular game, unfortunately. Popular as in people know it, but no one wants to play it because they think it's bad. It's not bad. It's not great either, but it's the story's fucking great. That's a game you play for the story. Never mind the action or the frame rate, the issues, you know. No, that's a game you play for the story. Do you think this console generation is a failure? Failure in terms of what? I don't think it's a failure, man. But yeah, sure, it's not like really successful either. It's just everything got so polarized, right? And then we got an inflation, and then the prices are fucking stupid, you know, so there's a lot of things to consider on why today's generation is the way it is nowadays. Today's console generation. It just has a lot of problems, and it got caught up in the middle, you know, of all the political issues, you know, so I wouldn't say it's a failure though. But it's not like one of the best console generations ever. I don't think so. You see Drakengard 3 as a hidden gem. Why will you? Well, where are you from? That game is like really well known. I mean, it's not popular, you know, but it's pretty well known. People know it. Hidden Gem is pretty much an obscure game. That's great, you know, and Drakengard 3 doesn't fit that definition. I strongly disagree with that. Hidden Gem, I don't think so. Maybe the second one, the one that no one talks about. Because everybody talks about for Drakengard 1 and 3, not the second one. Probably because the second one is like the okay game. Like the first one, you know, has bad gameplay mechanics and battle system, but it's got a killer story. And the third one is like another killer story, very incorrect and what's not. And it's got the graphical frame rate issues and resolution issues, you know, and the dragon missions are ass. But the second one is like the one that's fine. Maybe that's why no one talks about it. It's like, it's good and that's it. It's not great, it's not bad, it's just a good game, decent, and that's it. That's my advice for modern game developers. You know, make your game bad. With half of your game, like the gameplay mechanics bad and the story great. Something like that. No, I'm just kidding. GBA recommendations. You will find a lot of those in this channel, man. Did you talk about the Kadokawa Sony situation? What? Kadokawa Games? That's a publisher and a studio that's been there since the 80s, I believe. You know, they have released several games, and they also have their own studio development team, you know, who developed God Wars Future Past. And Kadokawa was involved in the Grandia remasters recently when they were launched on the PS5. Kadokawa was involved. Kadokawa is like that company that's always behind the curtains, you know, like in the shadows. That's Kadokawa. Anyway, so no, what the hell happened? What happened between Kadokawa and Sony? Can anybody explain? I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Sony might acquire Kadokawa. Oh, okay. Sony's trying to buy Kadokawa. Oh. And people think that will make the manga anime industry even more consolidated. So people are relating this to the fact that Kadokawa also owns From Software. I didn't know that. I thought that was like, oh yeah, we found that some time ago. Like several months ago, we were talking about that, in a video in one of these Q&A streams that from Kadokawa Games own From Software. Yeah, they own a lot of anime series and shit. So if Sony buys Kadokawa, that means Kadokawa, anime is gonna go like woke or censored, probably, right? So that's the problem? Yeah, that's pretty bad. Do you think Nintendo will continue with the trend of producing more mature first-party games and maintaining the balance between the family games? Probably, yeah. They've realized that focusing on games for kids or family games doesn't work because millions of gamers out there are adults that want adult video games. Mature content, and not mature in that kinky way, like just games made for adults, So yeah, Nintendo will probably continue doing that. I don't think Nintendo will ever go back to focusing on family-friendly or games for kids, never. That bridge has been burned, it's gone. That's in the past, Nintendo will focus on balancing things out and making games for everybody, That's what they're gonna do. Is the Switch 2 a day one purchase for you? No, I've never bought a single console in my life day one, never. A lot of fucking money, man. I don't need it. I have a lot of consoles and a lot of games, I don't need one more console. Would you rather NetEase, CCP, own Kadokawa, or Sony? I don't know much about those companies. Are those Chinese companies? And CCP, isn't that like the Communist Chinese Party? What else would you want me to talk about that, Yum? What else can I say? It's good. It has a backpack. Want to see the backpack? Well, it's not a backpack. It's one of those things that you hand diagonally, like sling bag. I don't know. It's kind of lame, to be honest. It's brown color. I don't know. I was hoping more for like Karja here, in a badass position, like bad Karja. Give me a sling bag with Karja here. That would have been awesome. But this is like, I don't know, man. It's okay, I guess. But I gotta give it to them. This is original. I don't think I've ever seen a special edition with a sling bag before, or a backpack. There's gotta be out there. And I'm pretty sure that one guy is going to say right now, well, there's these actually... That the actually guy is going to show up right now. But me personally, I've never seen a special edition of a video game with a backpack or a sling bag. So that was original. Right? Alright, so... Yeah, and everything else... Everything else is like the soundtrack, the art book, and that's got a pin, and the classic goodies that come with JRPG limited editions are featured, right? Anything else? How is the quality of the bag? It's good. I haven't opened it, but it feels kind of fine. It's not the best one, but it feels and looks okay, Anything else? You want me to review it? East 10 Special Edition review. No, I don't care, David. David Martinez, I don't give a shit. Yeah, so basically that's what's going on, right? Sony is buying Kadokawa, and there's a huge fear that they're going to destroy anime. Right? Is that the gist of it? They're going to ruin anime. That's the gist of it, right? Okay. Yeah, it's bad. It's fucking bad. Did you think America ruined gaming? Not just America. Can you do a collab with Mecha Otaku Gamer? I don't know who that is. Did anyone else? The Jaguar. I didn't see anything about that, but I saw some posts about it. Didn't read them. Apparently they went like stupidly fucking pathetically cringy woke. Yeah, we'll be fine with a Karja figure. I'm playing with Karja in my East End playthrough with the regular, with her own original outfit. I don't like the new one. The one that she changes to with a side long ponytail, you know? I mean, she looks fine, you know, but she looks sexier in the other outfit, in her original Norman outfit. I like her a lot with the braids, you know, because she looks like a certain other character from a certain other game that no one talks about. Sony's the same company that made Concord. I know, no shit, really? I didn't know that? What else has Sony done? Didn't Sony make the Xbox? Wasn't Sony? Come on. Thank you, Snow Coffee. Thanks a bunch, man, for the super sticker, it's called. What? What are you guys talking about? What's going on here in the chat? Well, you guys are going on with something, you know. Cool. Cool story. Her new outfit is very Laxia. Thank you, Hooflong. Any thoughts on Monster Menu? Wasn't that game released like last year? Isn't what the fuck is that? Isn't that like a roguelike strategy RPG, or am I confusing with another game? Monster Menu. The Scavenger's Cookbook. Yeah, these came out like a couple of years ago. There's a demo. I haven't played it. Yeah, I haven't played it, but I've seen the demo. Should I stream the demo, maybe? It doesn't look like something I want to play, though. I watched the trailer and some screenshots, and I'm like, doesn't look like my type of game, I don't know. Sure, it's grid-based strategy, you know, but it's like cooking and cutesy characters and like, I don't know, man. Is it good? Have you played it, Hooflong? Happy holidays to you too, by the way. Anyway, what do you mean the new outfit is like very Laxia? Oh, yeah, no, I want to say her. Yeah, a little bit of, yeah. Like, blah, 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 yeah. You're right. What are your thoughts on Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning? Ooh, that's one of my favorite Western RPGs of all time. I have the PS3 version. I've never played the remaster on PS4 and Switch. I played the original PS3 version, and that's a great game, man. No masterpiece or anything, you know, but it's really fucking good. I don't like that you create and customize a character that's like quest. I mean, well, okay. You do. I like the customization of the character because I picked a sexy girl and you can have her going around in her underwear, and that was fucking great. It's a great fan service. But I don't like the fact that it just feels and plays like any other Western RPG. Like you create and customize your character and you go on into an open world. That's every fucking Western RPG in existence. So I didn't like that. And it's very quest driven. But what drew me in were like it had these really pretty graphics. It had good controls for the combat, and it had a really good story, you know. And never mind the story. Most Western RPGs have a really interesting, mature story. This one in particular, how it controlled the storytelling was kind of interesting. You know, a little bit different than other. Well, what I'm trying to say is that a lot of Western RPGs are like too open world and too quest driven at the beginning, and that overwhelms you. And Reckoning was, yeah, sure, you have these open world features since almost the beginning, you know, but I found it more linear and easier to get to the next story part, so I enjoy that a lot. That's the best I can explain why I loved Reckoning over other Western RPGs, you know? Like, I have Divinity, I have the first one, I haven't played the second one. I have the first one, but what bothered me about Divinity, the first one, I only played that for 2 hours though. Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, I beat it. And I reviewed it in a couple of videos in the past. But, like, Divinity, I found it, like, it has a crap ton of dialogue, you know? And I beat the first battle. You start in kind of like some waterfall and some forest, you know, with your characters. And then you go into the... Once you find the village, you know, it's like I couldn't even get out of there. I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? So Divinity lost me, man. I was like, where... It was one of those where the fuck do I go kind of game. So I just couldn't get into it. But that was like 4 or 5 years ago. I own a physical copy of it, so I definitely want to give that game a chance. But you know, fucking backlog. Right now, I'm still obsessed with Yakuza 0. Fucking cabaret minigame. I want to beat that. I'm playing East 10. And dude, it's been years. I made a promise that I will go back one day to like Breath of Fire 3. And now, you know, I want to go back to that. And then there's a crap ton of games, man. Fuck. So it'll take me a while before I get to Divinity. So anyway, Reckoning, Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. That's a really good game. I don't like Fable. I like The Witcher 3 a lot. And you know what? I'll tell you something about The Witcher 3. The first time I played it, I also didn't like it because it was like what I just described. Like I didn't know what to do, where to go, you know, and there was some cutscenes in there, and it felt too open world to me, you know, and I got lost in a fucking forest, you know, and I was like, no, fuck this game, right? That was like 5 years ago. But then I was like, no, I gotta give the game one last chance. And then I came back to it like, what was last year? And I fucking loved it, right? And I reviewed it and I praised it. The Witcher 3. Great fucking game. It just takes a little bit, it requires a little bit of patience, you know. And I think that's a thing with a lot of Western RPGs. They just require a little bit more patience. And because people like some of you guys and me, you know, are so used to JRPGs and their mechanics and their storytelling and their linear gameplay, you know, and we're more used to that, you know, we start playing Western RPGs and we get lost, we get uncomfortable, and we're like, no, this is different, I don't like it, you know, so you gotta like play Western RPGs with an open mind and think, you know, oh, I'm not playing a JRPG, I'm not playing a JRPG, I'm not playing a JRPG, and that's how you pull through some Western RPGs. But to be honest, you know, I still can't quite get into most of them. Yes, the fact that I love JRPGs and that's my jam has a lot to do, but I just feel like the Western RPGs, what I said at the beginning like 5-10 minutes ago, you know, like they all feel like the same game. They have a lot of similar gameplay mechanics, and I don't know, man, I'm not into that, you know. It's just like open world, customizable character, a million side quests. It's just too overwhelming for me. You know, but I played some of those and I appreciated them. The original Dragon Age games, you know, great fucking games from like 10 years ago, when Dragon Age was great. So, yeah, but Western RPGs, even after having played a bunch of them and appreciated them, even after becoming a fan of some of them, you know, I still find myself reluctant to play them and to give them a chance. But I will give Divinity a chance, because I own it, right? So that's my take on Western RPGs and Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning and what else and whatnot. So, yeah. Thank you, Zema Duvant. What do you think of Path of Exile 2? It has systems for systems that also have systems? What? I remember playing a game called Path of Exile many, many years ago. One of my first games that I played live. And it was kind of like... I think it was a gacha game or something, like a free-to-play game, and I didn't like it, and I was like, fuck no. So obviously, if Path of Exile 2 is also a free-to-play game, I don't give a shit about it. I didn't know it had a sequel. I couldn't get into Skyrim. Did you play Dragon Age Origins? Dragon Age Origins, yeah, I played the shitty PS3 version, and I still loved it, you know. It pissed the shit out of me. That version is full of problems. Stick to the PC version. But yeah, that's my favorite Dragon Age Origins. Baldur's Gate, I played Dark Alliance a long time ago on the PlayStation 2. It was alright, you know, not my type of game. No, Donsk. I have Dragon Age Inquisition. I played it and I streamed it. That was many years ago, and I'm not surprised you don't remember. Dragon Age Inquisition is good, but it has a lot of political bullshit, you know, in it that pissed me off. But yeah, it's a good game. It's just nowadays, you know, it's kind of hard to recommend it. Stick to Dragon Age Origins. Dragon Age Origins has no good music. I'm not really a fan of Western RPGs music. Like, I remember some themes from The Witcher 3, and that's as far as I go, man. I don't like Diablo. I played some of them. I played Diablo, the first one on PS1, and then the third one on PS4. Again, no. Would you say Cosmic Star Heroine is your favorite Western RPG? Yeah, it's basically an indie RPG, but yeah, it's made by a USA studio. So yes, that's my favorite. Have you played Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic? No. Mount and Blade Warband is the best Western RPG for me. Never heard about it. That's an interesting take, Eka. Yeah, you could say Western RPGs care more about the choices and the choice system, you know, and then the open world mechanics, you know, and the gameplay, the graphics, yeah. And JRPGs are more about the story and the unique creative battle mechanics. So yeah, they have their differences. That's why I like JRPGs more than Western. BioShock isn't a JRPG, but okay. Cthulhu, yeah, big fan too. I love Cthulhu Saves Christmas. I haven't played the other one, Cthulhu Saves the World, which was one of the first ones, but I played the Christmas and loved it. That's never gonna happen, Sanguinex. Never. Not in a million years. I did play Dragon Age 2 on PS3. I didn't like it, but that was like, woo, fucking 10 years ago, man. And I never played it again. Never gave it a second chance, you know. Maybe one day. Western RPG combat is usually mashing buttons and chuck potions. I can think of a lot of JRPGs that are also like that. Zanki Zero. Really unique. One of the most unique JRPGs of this day and age. Well, not this day and age. That game came out like 2018. Was released on PS Vita. Only in Japan. Then we got the PS4 version and also the Steam version. I own the PS4 version of that game. It's really good. Really unique. But it's a dungeon crawler in first person, so I never finished it. I put like 10 hours into it. Probably more, 10 to 12 hours. And I never beat it. Because I was like, I'm tired, you know. I don't like dungeon crawlers in first person. They need to be like really fucking good, you know, like Soul Hackers or I don't know. However, Zanki Zero is not a turn-based RPG. It's an action RPG. That's what makes it so interesting. And it's also a survival simulator. You know, you gotta have your character survive, and then they grow old. And yeah, I've covered that game before several times. That's a really unique game. My last video about JRPGs that nobody played was great. You're welcome, man. Yeah, Art on Helico is a PS3 exclusive. It's a good game, though. It has a lot of fucking stupid shenanigans. I mean, it's a comedy. I should have mentioned that in the video. That's not a game you take seriously. I mean, it does take itself seriously at some points, but it's mostly a comedy, like the others, you know. The other two Art on Helico games are a bit more serious. 3, Koga, was a little bit more comedic than the other ones. You know, I found that it wasn't that, you know, that interesting in terms of storytelling. And it has like weird characters, you know, and stuff like that. But it's a good game. What? You would love a remaster of Grandma 3? Grandma 3? What's that? Grandma 3? That's a what is that, man? I want that remaster as well. He probably meant Grandia 3, but but now I want that game, man. Is there a game called Grandma? Grandma 3. Oh man, yeah, we need a remaster of Grandia 3. Grandia. Not Grandma 3, man. That's fucking great. Oh my god. About Grandpa. Grandma 3, The Revenge of Grandpa. I want that fucking game, man. Grandma is a sequel to Mother? You're right. Hey, the Earthbound series should make one, you know. Should make a instead of Mother 4, Grandma. Oh my god. Summoner was trying to be more like a JRPG. I didn't like it. I played Summoner 2 on the GameCube. Fucking no. No. I was like, what the fuck do people see in this fucking... It's bad. But I haven't played the first one, which is supposedly the good one. But Summoner 2? GameCube? You want to see Final Fantasy Tactics Remastered? Welcome to the club of like 10 million people who want the same thing. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Will you replay a JRPG with mods? I just did one. It's called Final Fantasy VII Demake. I played that live on Twitch a few days ago. It was alright. I didn't like it though. Enemies had too much HP and that ruined the game for me. But yeah, it was fun seeing Final Fantasy VII on NES, with NES graphics and NES music, you know. It was fun. But that's not exactly a mod. You know what I would like to play? I better not answer that. Well, you know, I would like to play some JRPGs with mods. With those mods, if you catch my drift. I know you understand what I mean. Right? What, you don't? Of course I mean, you know, fixing fucking games like Monarch's battle system, you know, or difficulty. Somebody please mod that, you know, that's what I meant. You know, what the fuck were you thinking, huh? That's what I mean. Like a JRPG mod where the battle system is fixed, or a Drakengard 3 mod where the frame rate is fixed. That's what I meant. Okay? Fucking people, man, and their dirty minds. I'm gonna, you know, if I told you once, I'll tell you again. Do you think a remake of Mother 2 will be a good story? You mean Earthbound on the Super Nintendo? You know, I don't give a shit about remakes anymore. They're all remaking them to insert their fucking politics, so I don't care about fucking remakes anymore. How about an English mod for the Suikoden card stories? Well, sure, we could play that. Sure. Final Fantasy IV is free. Yes, that's the hardest version of Final Fantasy IV. I reviewed that version. My daughter wants to see Kingdom Hearts series remastered. Again? Dude, they were already remastered on PS3. And they remastered even the obscure ones that no one cares about. The PSP, the Nintendo DS ones, you know, they're there. And they're also on Steam now, so what are you talking about? She wants to see them remastered like a second time? Like on PS5 and Switch and shit? They're there already. There's a collection with all of them on PS4, right? What are you talking about? Well, anyway, now you know. You probably didn't know. Now you know. They tell your daughter those games are already remastered. Why don't you know or talk about a review about Dirge of Cerberus? I played that game a long time ago on PS2 and I couldn't get into it, but that was like ages ago. I should give that game another chance. Because it's to me like a Final Fantasy meets Gungrave. That was the gist I got from that game when I first played it. But there was a lot of fucking tutorials at the beginning of the game that turned me off. I was like, was this really necessary? All I want to do is shoot the fuck out of everybody with Vincent Valentine. That's what I want. Give me that. You know, I don't need these tutorials and these complicated gameplay mechanics, so I didn't like the game. But that was ages ago. Awful level of design. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, I never made it past the tutorial, man. I was like, fuck it. I don't like this, you know. I also played The Bouncer. The Bouncer on PS2 by Tetsuya Nomura. I have a physical copy of that game. It's an okay beat 'em up, you know. It's a masterpiece? No, I don't think so. It's okay, and that's it. I feel like the sprites, well, they aren't sprites, they're 3D models. They were like too big for their own good, and some camera perspectives were kind of like no. And the story was kind of, I know I'm not supposed to take the story seriously, but come on, it was just cringe, man. Like cringe. But it's not a bad game. Anyway, I was gonna say that back in the day, I found The Bouncer better than Dirge of Cerberus. Cerberusan! Games that you have no idea they are going to be a hellhole or difficulty. Arc Rise Fantasia. Nah, same. Yeah, 10 JRPGs I didn't expect to be super hard. Because I didn't know, you know, I went in blind. Others, you know, I sometimes like know. Because you guys mentioned something, you know, hey, have you played this game? It's fucking hard. And I'm like, oh, okay, so that stays with me. You know, and when I played it, it's like, oh yeah, hey, it's fucking hard. You know, but others, I go into them completely blind. And you just mentioned one of the best examples, Arc Rise Fantasia. I didn't know it was going to be that fucking hard, man. Then, I'm going to write that down. That's a fun idea for a video. Like, god damn it, right? Fucking games, man. Going completely blind and all of a sudden, move! It's dual orb. What? Dual orb 2. Stupid hard. That's a long title. I'll figure the title later. You know, that's a good idea for a video. You know. Right now, all of my rip-off JRPG channels are gonna steal that idea and make it before me. Not a lot of people. A lot of the chat is really active today. That's great, but not a lot of people watching. How do I get new viewers? Well, anyway. Are you gonna play Fantasia and Neo Dimension at some point, maybe? The Xenoblade Chronicles 6 and Atelier Yumiya are going to be released the same week. That's really bad news for Yumiya. That's bad. Koei Tecmo should delay their release date. They should change that. All the attention will be on Xenoblade. I can guarantee that, you know, and Yumiya is gonna be, no one's gonna care about that. Yeah, they should move the release date for Yumiya. But it's just, whenever that happens, I understand when companies do that, you know, you could say Koei Tecmo just got fucked in the ass by Nintendo with that decision, you know, but what do you, I mean, Koei Tecmo should change the release date. But if they do that, they're gonna get a lot of backlash. You know how people are now. Oh, it's getting delayed, and oh, the backlash. People grab their pitchforks and like, why are you delaying it? I already got my game pre-ordered. But maybe Koei Tecmo should be honest, you know, and go out and say, well, Xenoblade Chronicles 6 is being released this very same week, and that's gonna fuck us over. So we'll just delay it. Is that okay with you? No, I already pre-ordered the game. I don't care about no Xenoblade Chronicles fucking X or whatever. Is that a porn game? I don't care about it. I want my waifu. You know, so people don't understand that. So sad news for Koei Tecmo. Sad news. Thunder Dragon, I think you're a troll. The Xenosaga series are hidden gems in your book? Have you ever heard of a game called Dragon Quest? It's not just one game, there's like a lot of games, you know, several spin-offs. What do you think? Are those hidden gems too? Ever heard of something called, what was the name of it? Is it Last Fantasy? No. Has a similar name, you know, like, it's a really obscure game, man. It's also a series. And believe it or not, there's like a crap ton of games, like 16 main titles, you know. Like, I just can't remember. Last Fantasy? No, it's like Ultimate no, like the End Fantasy, right? It's an End Fantasy? No. It's like something like Last Fantasy, no. End Fantasy, Ultimate, like the come on, guys. Star Fantasy, no. Fantasy Final? Yeah. I think it's that, you know, Fantasy Final. Yeah, that's a really long-running series. Hidden gems, all of them. Yeah. Yeah, Fantasy Final, I think. Oh, isn't the other way around? Could it be that it's Final Fantasy? Yeah, anyway, Thunder, check that out. That's a hidden gem of a series, man. Final Fantasy, yes, that's the name. But really, check out Dragon Quest 2, Hidden Gems. All of them. Well, there's some that are not great, you know. Like, I don't know. 11, 8, 5. Stay the hell away from those games. Fucking garbage, man. No. Did you know that Sony Japan is having a massive infighting with Sony America because of the latter having too much power over the former? Well, that's fucking great. I hope they kill each other. Did you ever play the fan translation for .hack Link? Link? .hack Link? Isn't that... I know there's a... It's funny because the .hack series are like based on an MMORPG. There you are playing as characters in a fictional MMORPG. You know, there was an MMORPG based on the .hack series. An actual one, you know, but they never left Japan. Is that the one? I gotta look that up, man. .hack Link? I didn't know that. .hack Link. Yeah, there's an English patch. Oh, it's on PSP! Oh, this is cool, man. I didn't know about this fucking game. This is on PSP, and there's a fan translation. And this is a... Holy shit, man. I'm gonna leave this tab open here. I didn't know about this, man. Thanks for letting me know. This is fucking great. I know there's a Tales game, like Dynasty Warriors, like. It's called Tales of the Heroes. Twin Brave. I streamed that game on Twitch. I may talk about it, you know, again soon. It isn't the story isn't fan translated for that game though. It's just the menus and shit, so you understand what you're doing. But the story isn't fan translated. But there's an English translation for this one. Is it like complete? No, Tales of the World. That's another one. That's a regular action RPG, quest driven. You customize your main character. It's a Western RPG. Now, Tales of the Heroes. That's a Dynasty Warriors clone with Tales characters from across the series. I'll play it. I'll play it again and show it to you guys here. What is the best Dragon Quest with the best music? 8, 11. Thanks for letting me know about the .hack, man. That was great. Yeah, Namco didn't bother remastering Tales of Symphonia 2. I don't know why they did that. Probably because they are aware that a lot of people don't like it, which is sad. You like Dragon Quest X music? Well, I haven't played that game. Isn't that the MMORPG that never left Japan? Oh, did it? Didn't we get some kind of version of it on Steam or something? East never disappoints in music. Sure, Takahiro Nizuka is not there, you know, but Mitsuo Shingai nails it. Fucking great soundtrack, man. I have a lot to say about the fucking game, you know. I'll be reviewing that game soon. Yeah, I've been saying that for years, Sanguinex. Years. The same fucking thing. Like, they don't care. What should we remaster? Isn't there like a meme? I made a meme. Or maybe someone else did it? Yeah, this is it. Look at this. I made this fucking meme. Can you see it? If you're watching on your phone, you may not be able to see it, but yeah, it's basically this meme, you know. I'll make it bigger. I made this meme some time ago. This. That. Right? Isn't that the truth? That's the fucking truth. But I think Namco, they stopped caring about details. And Bandai Namco is another company, another modern company that doesn't give a fuck about the fans. They don't give a shit about the fans. They don't give a shit about gamers. They don't give a shit about anything. You know, all they give a shit is about policing the 0.00001% in power. Well, when they got you by the balls. Oh, Frank, you watched my clip with Sultan? The top 5 video? And it's okay? Oh, thanks for letting me know. It's okay. Yeah, I watched your video, Eric, and it's okay. Thanks. It's okay. Frank said it's okay. It made my day. That's just funny, Eka. The creator of Dragon Quest HD 2D wants to make Final Fantasy VI on HD 2D. Yep, so they can censor the fuck out of it, add pronouns, and politicize it for the 0.00001% audience out there. Because, you know, yeah, they gotta make games for those, you know. Games for like millions of gamers. Who the fuck wants to do that, you know? No, fuck no. You're welcome, Sanguinex. If there's one thing these corporations really do like, it's pandering to political values, especially nowadays. I don't understand why all they do is lose money. The Legend of Spyro Trilogy. What? I don't think that's an RPG. Aren't those on the Game Boy Advance? The Legend of Spyro Trilogy? Are those the GBA games? Like, I don't know, man. PS2, GameCube, and Xbox. Are you sure those are RPGs? I don't know about those, man. The what? The Legend of Spyro. Oh yeah, I've seen these games. Yeah. It's a trilogy. It acts as a reboot to the original series. Okay. What makes you say these are RPGs though? They're everywhere. They are in the Game Boy Advance, you see? I was right. GBA, Nintendo DS, GameCube, PS2, PS3, Wii, Xbox, Xbox 360, they're fucking everywhere. Took over those 2 generations. They're action RPGs? Well, if you say they are, like, I don't think they are, but if you say they are, I haven't played them, so... Anyway, thanks for letting me know. You're welcome, Dunsk. BMX XXX for the modern audience? I don't know that game. Why will Namco bother to remaster an RPG when they can release another shitty generic anime fighting game that will be bought by millions of casual gamers? Really? That's right. Will you stream all of PS1 games? Maybe when I have a new computer next year, probably. I don't know. Haven't decided. But yeah, I'll see what I can do. Is Yggdra Union good? Did you make a video about it? I've covered that game a million times in like several videos, but there's not one specific video focused on it, you know. But yeah, I've covered that game before several times. It's good. It's very, very hard and very, very complex though, but it's good. The snowboarding minigame in Final Fantasy VII was amazing. Nah. No. No. I remember that minigame on the PS1 version. No, it was not great. But to each their own. If you liked it, great. I think you might like Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord. It's like Suikoden. Okay. You guys are enjoying this, aren't you? All you've been doing is making me look for games. By now I gotta look that up. That's why people are leaving, you know? Usually by the time I hit the 1 hour mark, I have like 80 viewers or 90 viewers and it's only 64. People keep leaving because, oh, what's Erick talking about? Oh, he's looking at something on his phone. Fuck this guy. Dislike and unsubscribe. What an asshole. He doesn't care about his audience. All he does is go live and look at his fucking phone. What a piece of shit. No, Frank, we don't need anybody to remake Vanguard Bandits. Leave it at that. Leave fucking video games. Leave video games alone! Which JRPG franchise would you say needs a lot more attention? Growlancer, man. Growlancer. If it had more attention, people will bother translating the first one. You know? What modern games are you hyped about but disappointed on release date? What are you talking about, Yum Yum? What kind of question is that? Working designs forever? Have you considered doing a video playing Mega Man X Command Mission? I've never played that game live. I've talked about it. And I've covered it. I have reviewed that game in the past. But I've never done a live stream about it. You are correct. I've never done one. Sure. I will, maybe one day. The one I played was Mega Man Battle Network on the Game Boy Advance. I did a live stream of that, but not X Command Mission, you're right. Yeah, maybe, why not? Maybe one of these days, maybe, yeah. I will. Has anyone tried Deadcraft from Exceed? Deadcraft. No, I'm not falling for that. Oh, sure, a Baroque walkthrough. Sure. A playthrough, a full playthrough live, the whole fucking game. You got it, Donsk. You got it. I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow, that's my stream for tomorrow, Baroque. Which version, Wii or PS2? Any version. I'm fine with either. PS2 or Wii. Or do you mean the original PS1 game that never left Japan until its modern Switch remaster a couple of years ago? Got you there, huh? What happened to the dudes translating the first Growlancer? Not a clue. I'd like to know the same. What the hell happened? That's a video. What the hell happened to the first Grow Lancer? Because all the others are released in North America, and 6 wasn't, but it's fan translated. So what's going on? People don't talk much about the revival of Mega Man Legends. Probably because they gave up. They talked about that a long time ago. Maybe they gave up. I'm trying not to do that, Anthony. I could do it on my computer, but I've realized that every time I open a new tab here, my computer is always dying, man. Look, I can barely stream at 720p at 30 frames per second. Like, I streamed Final Fantasy VII Remake a few days ago on Twitch, and I still had some issues, you know. My computer is dying, the hard drive is fried. It's almost fried. I mean, that's why I'm getting a new computer finally, you know. This laptop, I don't know how much it's gonna last. So I don't want to look up anything here on the computer, because if I do that, you might get some lag or buffering, you know, and no. Capcom doesn't care for Mega Man. Capcom is like any other company in the world right now. You know, they just care about... you know what? Let's just pretend. Let's just stop pretending. Let's address the elephant in the room. Okay? People still buy their games because most people don't give a shit. That's the truth. Okay? Forget about the 0.01% audience out there, or the modern audiences. No, people still buy their fucking games. They still sell a lot. Maybe not that much, because a crap ton of people, you know, are rejecting their fucking games nowadays, but a lot of people don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. Oh, it's got politics and woke agendas. I don't give a shit. I'm still buying it day one and playing it. And then a lot of these people just go out there and pretend there's nothing wrong with these games. You know, so... let's just pretend that companies don't care about money. They still do, because they're getting money. Thanks to all of these people. You know, they don't give a shit. The truth is that most people don't care about that. They still buy their games. So unless they're like super memes, like... Concord, you know that? Okay, that's another level. That's the elephant in the room. A lot of viewers just don't give a shit. It's not like, oh, let's not buy Dragon Quest III Remake so Square Enix can notice that we care. No, people don't give a shit. They will remake Final Fantasy VI, they will censor it, they will add pronouns, and people are still going to buy the fucking game. You know? So... your PC must be a potato if it can't emulate PS1 games. It can. It's just the hard drive. This laptop is fucking great, man. It just needs a new hard drive. The hard drive is fucked. You know, it's just fucked. It can't run anything properly anymore. So what I'm gonna do is get a new PC, you know, so I can upgrade the quality of everything YouTube related and Twitch, you know. But I'm not gonna give up on this laptop, and I'm going to change the hard drive, and it'll perform better. Trust me. It's the hard drive fucking everything up, but the computer, the performance, the processor, the graphics card, you know, it's great. It should be able to stream. It should be able to emulate PS2 games, no problem. PS3, no. This is a 2015 laptop, but it should be able to emulate PS2 games and GameCube games, no problem. But it can't, because the hard drive, it fucks everything up. It makes the computer slow, you know. So it's fucked. It's fucked. It's not like, oh, maybe you need to defragment, what's the term, you know, something like that. No, you need to get it checked. No. You need to format it. No, the hard drive is fried. Okay, yeah, exactly. I'm getting a new hard drive for this, especially if possible a solid state drive, an SSD. That's what I'm gonna do with this laptop, but I need a new computer first, because this laptop will serve me as backup, you know. That's what I want, that's my plan. But yeah, it's not a potato. There's no need to have a top tier PC. I'm not getting a top tier PC, I'm just putting one together, you know, different parts together, assemble one, and that's it. I don't want a top tier PC, no need for that. It's not like I have like millions of viewers, you know, and millions of subscribers and hundreds of thousands, you know, fucking, you know. Not sure I understand your question, Eka. That's right, Terry. That's right, and companies know that. I mean, they are aware. Companies are aware. There's a lot of gamers bitching about their agendas and shit, but they don't give a shit because that's right. Don't ask questions. Just consume product and anticipate next product. And not even finished product. Just buy it, consume it, play 3 hours, and play the next one, and so on. And that's people. That's gamers nowadays, and they know it, and they will continue to do so. They're like, what? They're saying that I'm just trying to please the 0.001% of my modern audience. Bullshit, you know. How many copies did Street Fighter 6 sell? Millions. Nobody cares. They will continue inserting their agendas because their games sell. People are still fucking buying them. People don't know how to fight with their wallets because they just don't give a shit. Or maybe they just don't want to be judged. Because the entirety of social media is programmed and controlled by the left, you know, to make you feel miserable, to make you feel guilty, to make you feel like a piece of shit if you show restraint, if you criticize it, if you attack it. Look what happened to me. You know, I'm the perfect example of that. I stood up against that and, you know, I got fucked in the ass. Thank you, Nemo Propaganda. You have given up on trails. My journey ends with daybreak. 30 hours in, I cannot continue. Same with Metaphor. I feel nothing. Because they're modern games, man. The translation is fucking garbage in those games. It's fucking political. Play the older games, man. Dude, you got, what? How many consoles do you have, Nemo? Or do you even play on PC? You have, like, literally millions of video games. Millions. You can play whatever you want. You don't need we don't need modern games anymore. We have a crap ton. Look, open your eyes, people. We have hundreds of thousands of games. Right? That's all we need. Go back and play what you already own, what you already paid for. Focus on your backlog, people. Fuck modern games. Don't feed these fucking companies. I don't understand. I still don't understand what you're trying to ask me. Like a Suikoden collaboration? So you can reach more audience? And then Konami will make Suikoden 6? I'm not... What? Ora, ora, ora! You're welcome. I can't pronounce your name, man. Wulroa? Is that a city? Is that city on your profile pic? Well, anyway, you're welcome about the PS2 GRPs. Yeah, that's right, Kaneki. A mistake Kaneki made. The usernames you guys come up with, that's fucking great. Who's Kaneki? Who's Kaneki? And what mistake? What was the mistake? It's a great username, I don't know. Fucking usernames, man. Yeah, that's a good point. People don't give a shit. If it's like things like that, people don't give a shit. No, I haven't watched it, Eka, if that's what you're trying to ask. But Suikoden is dead. The creator is dead. My only hope is the guys who made Suikoden 5, but they still work for Konami, and Konami is shit, so Suikoden is dead. Trails in the Sky should make a longer anime instead of short advertised. Huh? Huh? What do you mean with that, kid? Pokemon? What about Pokemon? Pokemon is like Doritos, man. It will always people will always consume. Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul? Yeah, what Kaneki? Tokyo Ghoul. That's a good anime. I like that. I think it's a bit overrated though, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. There are games based on it I haven't played. That's correct. That's right, Frank. People used to look down on us gamers back in the 90s. If you were like, especially if you were a girl, if you were like 13 years old or 14 and you played video games, that was bad. Video games bad. But nowadays, it's like the second or third most profitable entertainment, whatever there is, You know what? I'm glad it was, but it was kind of more special when it was still niche. Gaming was more special when it was niche, Nowadays, everybody does it. And that's why we got all these fucking politics and shit. Because they know they can reach people, they can yeah. But my point is that gaming was more special when it was niche. And so were prices. Remember when nobody cared about games? Remember when fucking Panzer Dragoon Saga was remember when I don't know, Xenosaga 3 was a $50 game? Remember that? Nobody gave a shit about it. Sure, it was still kind of rare and expensive because so few copies were printed by Namco, but it was a $50 game. Remember when Rule of Rose was also a $50 game? Remember when Valkyrie Profile, and now it's like fucking $300? It's like, dude. Yeah, I'm very anal when it comes to video game collecting nowadays. I'm butthurt. Say it. I admit I am. I'm fucking anal. That gaming and collecting got so popular nowadays that, prices are fucking stupid. And it was cool before. I miss collecting. I miss going to places and finding all those hidden gems, all those obscure RPGs or survival horror games or fighting games for like $10. I miss that. And nowadays, it's like you go and the person with the store, behind the counter is an old woman on her 80s and she knows more than you about prices, man. She's like, maybe she doesn't know this game. Hey, how much is this copy of Shantae on the Game Boy Color? I mean, how much is that game? It looks fun. You don't even mention the name of the game. You're like, how much is... What's that game? Can I see it? Oh, sure. Here it is. The card. The cartridge, what? Shantae? It looks interesting, How much is it? Well, the cheapest I'll go for that is $350. Thanks. Think I'll stick to buying for the 5th time for $5 the Final Fantasy X and X-2 remaster. I have PS2, I have PS3, I have Switch, I don't have PS4. Yeah, let's get that version. Thanks, you can keep your Shantae, That's the sad reality. Oh, you're right, Mystery Kid. We're all bigots. All of us, gamers. But companies don't care. Because these so-called bigots still buy everything, like I was just saying. You disagree, you're a bigot. Bigot. Why is it called bigot? What's the origin of that word? I'm Mexican, I speak in Spanish, and bigot, add an E, and that means bigote, that means mustache. Is that related? Why is that? What's the meaning of that? What's the origin of that fucking word? Bigot. I have a mustache. Bigote. I have a bigote. I have a bigote, way. I'm surprised they made a Tales of Fantasia anime movie that covers the full game. Yes, I've seen it. That's a fun movie. Yeah, I know. I have a lot of Latinos here. A lot of people are joining because they're feeling it. It's like it's almost time for the versus episode. Be patient. Just a little bit more. A few more minutes and we'll start. You're a mustache. You're a mustache. And an any East and Obe. All the words. Oh, they left. Come on, can't you wait? Jesus. It's like, is the versus episode on? And I say, no, be patient. Just a few more minutes. Fuck it. No, I have no time for your bullshit, Erick. Unicorn Overlord versus Ogre Battle. Sure. What are the chances Ogre Battle is gonna win that? Is the Lufia franchise good? Lufia 2 is an excellent game. Play that. But then the others are kind of like okay, but with problems, you know? One of the reasons why the Lufia series died is because he was never that great to begin with, you know. They made the first one Super Nintendo and it was like okay with a lot of annoying problems. And then Lufia 2 was like, wow, excellent, you know. And then Lufia 3, called The Legend Returns on the Game Boy Color, that's an okay game. It's a fun game. It's a fun little game. And I was like, no, doesn't live up to Lufia 2. And then Lufia 4 came out, which is Lufia and the Ruins of Lore on the Game Boy Advance, which was kind of like meh. Okay, doesn't live up to Lufia 2. And the company was like, okay, so you people are fucking obsessed with Lufia 2. I'll remake it. How? I'm gonna turn into an action RPG. Like Ys. Like adult Christian. Like those adult Christian games, you know? And they made it on the Nintendo DS. It failed. You know, the people were like, no, we didn't ask for this, man. We just want like another amazing Lufia game. And the company was like, you don't like the remake? Fuck you, I'm done. Goodbye. Say goodbye to Lufia. That's the story of Lufia. So is it great? No, it isn't. Just play Lufia 2, forget about the rest. Play Lufia 3 on the Game Boy Color is still worth playing. The others are... Summon Night. Well, problem with Summon Night is that most games never left Japan. And they're fun. They're fun, but not that fun, you know. Be a YouTuber and tell them to like the video. Hey guys, don't forget to give me a like, to subscribe. Don't I say that after every video? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your friends. Oh, I forget to say, like, give it a like. Like and subscribe. I should start doing what other YouTubers do, like in the middle of their video without saying anything, just show the fucking logo and the animation of subscribing and clicking on the bell. I should do that. No, really, I should do that. I just don't know how. What do you think is a perfect sequel? One that improves everything, gameplay mechanics, storytelling, everything from the previous game and carries over like the same story, you know, like kind of like Trails of Cold Steel 2. Like play Trails of Cold Steel 1 and then play the second one, and that's a perfect fucking sequel, man. You know? And there's another one called Chrono Cross. Kind of kicking the hornet's nest here. Do you think Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII should have its own spin-off? No. Fuck Final Fantasy. Enough. Stop milking Final Fantasy VII. Next. Oh, but I'm all for a Tifa spin-off game. But it's gonna be censored. So never mind. What happened to Benny Blood? It's still in development. No? I interviewed the creator of that game, which is also the creator of Shadow Hearts. I interviewed the guy live. You can find my interview here on YouTube. Matsuso Machida. I interviewed him and I mean, yeah, 2025. I don't remember anybody saying it was supposed to be released in 2024. I think it was always 2025, right? Do you think Final Fantasy should end? Yes. Tifa dating sim game. It's gonna be Tifa's gonna be a lesbian, man. A non-binary lesbian. So no, I don't want that. Tekken 8. What about Tekken 8? Really? I don't give a damn about Tekken 8. Do you plan to replay more games that you think it's bad? That you think are bad? What? Do I plan to replay more games that I thought were bad before? Like Nights in the Nightmare? Nah, sure. Have you watched any of the recent Resonant Arc videos regarding Japanese translation? No. I don't really watch JRPG channels. Here on YouTube. Almost time for the... Where am I? What? Lunar 2? Eternal Blue? Cool song. Do you think there are any Hollywood movies inspired by JRPGs? No. Oh, maybe one called Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within. There's one. No, you're not stupid, Jay Ness. That's a complex battle system. I've explained it before. Maybe look up one of those videos. There is a video I did last year called Top 25 Most Unique JRPG Battle Systems. I explained the battle system of Chrono Cross in there. Maybe it will help you understand the combat and the elemental ring. The elemental shit. Can you recommend one good JRPG franchise that isn't the usual ones? What are the usual ones? You mean the mainstream ones? Or the ones that I cover a lot, like Grow Lancer? Spirits Within was a boring movie. It wasn't terrible, but it was like boring. Oh yeah, mainstream ones. So there you go, Grow Lancer. Grow Lancer. Growl Lancer. Is that popular? Is popular enough? I think it's popular. The Mercenaries? Ooh, that's a big franchise by Kemco, yeah. Suikoden? Is Suikoden big? Is Suikoden usual? You're welcome. Yeah, Grow Lancer. Nothing better than Grow Lancer. Langrisser. Advance Wars? Is that... There's like 4 games in a remake, right? There's 2 on the Game Boy Advance and 2 on the Nintendo DS. Can you recommend me a girl channel that plays JRPGs? Sure, I could do that. But what if I mention someone who I like? No. Check out Erick plays. Oh, she doesn't play JRPGs though. I still think Baroque is bad. Maybe Tifa will be a future DLC for Dead or Alive. Oh, that's a thing, right? Dead or Alive. Extreme Venus Vacation Prism. And it's not gonna. That game's not gonna be censored. What do I think about the Suikoden remasters? Pixel graphic or just a character? Yeah, it's they seem to be a little bit of lazy remaster, you know, but I don't think it's that lazy. We're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. Oh, it's Japan only, Dead or Alive. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Censoring Dead or Alive Extreme defeats the entire point of the game. Exactly. I love the idea of Baroque too. There was an anime, I think, or a movie or something, or a manga. Was it a manga? Yeah. It's fucking dark and edgy, you know. But yeah, the game is like, no. Did I get spoilers for Kai no Kiseki? What? No, we do not need an Undertale remake. The extreme games in Japan are censored. Uncensored. I played one on the PS Vita and it was definitely not censored. Dead or Alive Extreme 3, I think. Not censored. Look at Arunia here, the woke social justice warrior, saying that he likes Advent Children Tifa more than the original because she's not sexy and acts more appropriate. Okay, sure. Konami took this long to do the Suikoden remasters because they just don't... I mean, they never gave a shit about Suikoden until Eiyuden Chronicle happened. And that was a thing, and Konami was like, people care about Suikoden? And the fans were like, we've been telling you that for like 20 fucking years, man. Yeah, we fucking do. I didn't know that? Hey, let's remaster Suikoden 1 and 2. That's Konami for you. What did you ask the JRPG Santa Claus for Christmas? All I ask is that the games that I want on physical release are on sale next Black Friday. Unicorn Overlord, Trails into Reverie, the Yakuza games. You know, the beat-em-ups, not the JRPGs. What else did I say before? I feel like I'm missing a Star Ocean: The Second Story. I don't have a physical version of that game. I only have it like digital, you know. There we go. Please, JRPG Santa, come to me on Black Friday, you know, and have those games on sale. Advent Children, what are my thoughts? It's okay. I already played the first Kiwami, Kevin, and I reviewed it. You probably forgot about it. Maybe my review of it wasn't that memorable. Are you still playing Yakuza 0? I beat it, but I'm playing the cabaret minigame and trying to complete it and beat all the other cabarets. I've beaten 3 so far. There's two left. Anyway, it's time for the Versus episode, people. Today we got... we got, for the Versus episode, we got Jeanne d'Arc versus Fire Emblem Echoes. Why these two? Because I don't know, I kept thinking about Jeanne d'Arc over and over again, and what was a good match for this game? It had to be another strategy RPG, but not one of the most popular Fire Emblem games because it will destroy it. But Fire Emblem Echoes, I feel like it's a bit underrated. And it doesn't have a lot of fans, like Awakening, or a lot of haters like Fates. So it's like in the middle, right? And Jeanne d'Arc, you know, I don't know, it felt like a good match, right? There we go. This is exclusive to the 3DS. This on PSP and PS4 and PS5. Right, so finally found what I think is a good match for Jeanne d'Arc. Finally. And let's do the poll. Jeanne d'Arc versus Fire Emblem Echoes. So we got Jeanne d'Arc, Fire Emblem Echoes. Not very. This is, I mean, for those who don't know, this is a full remake of a game called Fire Emblem Gaiden, which was originally released on the Famicom. Never left Japan. Yeah, now you know. Start voting, people. Is this the last story? This is Nobuo Uematsu, isn't it? Oh yeah, it is. This is Nobuo fucking Uematsu. Keep voting. You can't vote. Sorry, Sleepy Gamer. Yeah, not a lot of people played Fire Emblem Echoes. I think it's one of the most underrated games. It just went under the radar. It got crushed between Awakening and Fates. Well, this was released after Fates, you know, but a lot of people don't know this one. I don't know, it's like Nintendo didn't really bother advertising this game that much, maybe. And it has amiibo features, you know. Like, anyway. Why is he on a plastic bag? What earned you the plastic bag? This is a fucking good game. And I'm not kidding. You can say whatever you want about the movie or the books. I don't really care about those. But this is a good game. It's just the first mission of the game is bath. But the rest of the missions are interesting and fun. This is a fun game. And I'm not kidding. This isn't trolling. You can dislike and unsubscribe because I said that. 50-50. I nailed it. I fucking nailed it again. Oops, I did it again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize, everybody, for that. Really, I apologize. I'm sorry. Do you have a favorite console to collect games for? PS4. Chicken Little game is better than the movie. I haven't played Chicken Little. Any arguments? I don't see any arguments. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. The poll is 50-50. Holy shit. Signum says I voted for Echoes because it's an amazing battle animations and unique art style compared to the other Fire Emblems. Amazing final stage theme though. Okay. I also like the battle animations a lot. You think that Echoes is a better game? Why, Sanguinex? The point of these versus episodes is for you people to tell me your arguments. Donsk says John Dark. I have played it and finished it. It's one of the most underrated RPGs. SRPGs are there. And you love my stream. Thanks, but why? Why is it underrated? Why? Can you tell me more? I don't think Disney had anything to do with Resident Evil, Eka. Jen is just not that deep. You need John to be deep? And philosophical? Or deep in what? Jean Dark. Well, that's weird, Elias. I have never covered Lies of P. Isn't that a Souls-like? Well, anyway, I'm glad I'm your favorite channel of 2024. Kevin Lewis, is that like a part 2, part 3 argument that I'm gonna have to read? Should I wait until you write the whole thing? Hans says Echoes has better music, presentation, animation, and it has very good voice acting. And Jeanne d'Arc doesn't have all of those features? Well, Echoes is just better for you, right? I respect that. I have thoughts of that game, Jane S. I have talked about it before. I think I reviewed it on my second channel. It's a good game. Brutally hard, very grindy, but good. It's good. I recommend it. It's not wow, okay, but it's good. It's decent. So is that what? Look, what? Okay, then vote. Oh, you haven't played Fire Emblem Echoes. Second channel? Yeah, link to my second channel in the description. I have a second channel and also a Twitch channel, linked to both in my description, right below here. Click on the description, the one thing that below the video, you know, that no one reads. So I'm just gonna read that. Kevin says, I like that level 5 took the story of Joan of Arc and made it much more grim with more fantasy-like feel. And it was essentially even compared to Final Fantasy Tactics at one point. Oh, yeah, it was. What else? Any more arguments? Well, people are leaving. They're like, what's he gonna do? Fire Emblem again versus Jeanne d'Arc. No Chrono Trigger, no Earthbound, no Tales. Fucking Erick. David says, for me, Echoes. Due to the fact that it was different at the time for the exploration levels and you can switch between the two characters in the map. Yeah, it's a pretty unique feature. That's great. Like 10 people in the world played both games. Well, I see 41 votes, dude. What will be a good episode for you, Tyson? With an unpredictable outcome, because I don't give a fuck how many people play the game. Look at this. This is a tie, 50-50. But go ahead, you know, make me a recommendation. What will be a good versus episode for you, in your opinion? With a poll like this. Like, give me one that's not gonna be like this game is gonna win by a landslide. You know, I don't want those. We don't want those episodes. We want episodes like this, even if only 10 people played it. Pokemon versus Digimon. I think Pokemon will win, but that's a good one. But I mean, I don't give a shit about those franchises. What are we listening to? Vagrant Story? Well, there you go, Vagrant Story. Do you want a .hack VR game on PSVR? I don't have a PSVR, Arunia. No, Donsk, that is not true. Fire Emblem series sucks. As if you don't know already, you're asking a super diehard fan of the series. No, they aren't godlike, they're trash. I've been lying to you for 7 years. 10 years, actually. I've been lying to you for 10 years. I hate Fire Emblem, it's fucking garbage, don't play, it's not true. Triangle Strategies on VR? Get the hell out, it's not even on PlayStation. Redemption Reapers versus Relayer. You know, Shin, that's a good one, but that proves Tyson's point. Those are two games like only 10 people played. That would be a good episode, but yeah, everybody was gonna be like, oh, I haven't played either game, I don't know those. Tyson has an answer. You see? See what I mean? Okay, you want Utawareru Mono Mask of Truth versus Dead End Request 1. That's a good one. Okay, you nailed it. But bad news. Those are really obscure games that, like you say, only 10 people played. Like, these are two more popular games, right? I gotta go with these ones. If I put two really obscure games that no one played, there's gonna be like 30 votes, man. Yeah. Okay, any more arguments? Look at this. Anthony says, both games have great strategies mechanics. I'm addicted to grindfests, but Echoes has superior epic OST and better graphics. But both have great dark and mature stories, but I choose Echoes because it's more of my taste. Okay, I respect that. 50-50 everybody. Yeah, it's hard. Trust me, coming up with these little episodes. Like I wanted to put Jeanne d'Arc versus something since months ago. I still haven't figured out what to put Shining Force against or Lost Odyssey. I'm still trying to find that good match, you know. Obscure and niche? Niche isn't necessarily obscure. There's a difference. Niche is more like only very few people like it, even if it's something popular or not popular. Even if it's something well known, doesn't necessarily have to be obscure. You know? Shining Force versus Cease. I keep thinking that Shining Force is, I mean, the best match is Phantasy Star for, I don't know, Lost Odyssey versus Final Fantasy 12. That's a good one, but we already did an episode on Final Fantasy 12. People say like Lost Odyssey versus 13, but we all know 13. I mean, there aren't a lot of fans out there, you know. Yes, I am empty channel, but I know it. Hopefully, it won't be like agenda-ish. Lost Odyssey versus Lost Child. Sure, Lost Child. Everybody knows that game and played it. You know what? 2 more votes. Give me 55 votes, and I'll end it. 55. I wanna put Radiata Stories versus something. Not Radiant Historia though, but Radiata versus something. I just don't know what. Does Revenant Wings count as a strategy game? It is. It's real-time strategy. Yes, it is, and it's bad. Lost Odyssey versus The Last Story. That's a great idea actually, but I don't think a lot of people play The Last Story. Lost Odyssey got a little bit more popular over the past several years because it was added to the Game Pass, whereas The Last Story is stuck on the Wii and Nintendo doesn't give a shit about it. The poll is over for these 2 strategy RPGs. Fire Emblem Echoes won with 55%, Jeanne d'Arc lost with 44%. I'm surprised because for a long time it was like 50-50. That was interesting to see 2 games compete against each other this tight, you know, but I thought Fire Emblem would win because it's simply a little bit more popular. But yeah, the fact that it won by 10%, it's a little bit surprising. I was expecting more of a 51-49. But anyway, that's okay. Yeah, I'm a Fire Emblem fanboy, so I'm gonna stick to Fire Emblem, but in terms of story, I think Fire Emblem has a good story, but it's a remake of the original Fire Emblem Gaiden game that never left Japan on the Famicom. So that there wasn't that much story to begin with, so Nintendo ended up adding a lot. And it feels kind of like boring sometimes. It's not the best story, it's still a good story though, but Jeanne d'Arc is just a much better story. So in terms of story, Jeanne d'Arc is the better game for me. Simply because it's what someone else said, it's dark. Took Joan of Arc, you know, it put dark fantasy and more edginess and changed the outcome a little bit. It's more interesting, it's more intense, more adult-ish, you know, so I like it more. But unfortunately, I think in everything else, Fire Emblem wins. In gameplay mechanics, this is more traditional. It's just overworld map and a mission. Overworld map and a mission, that's it. And here they added the exploration in the dungeons and the random battles. And then you got a dual protagonist feature, so it's a little bit more fun to play, more engaging. And also, this fucking game has one of the worst fucking RNG systems I've seen. Like characters with 95% missing, enemies with 2% hitting you, and critical, you know, no less. The RNG in this fucking game is atrocious. And some of the Fire Emblem games have bad RNG, but not this one. I think it's more balanced. And what I like about this game more than Jeanne d'Arc is that this is more balanced. It's one of the most balanced Fire Emblem games. This is one Fire Emblem game I usually recommend to beginners, and I think it's pretty underrated. This is also underrated, you know, but it's just gameplay-wise and battle system-wise, I think this is a bit better, you know. But I love the graphics in both, especially the PS5 version of this game looks really beautiful, you know. But this one has really pretty graphics, but the 3D models don't look that interesting. I'm not sure which graphics I like more. Let's call it a tie, okay? But music, this one has good music, decent soundtrack, you know, but it's kind of pretty forgettable. It's hard to find themes that are good. The main menu theme is awesome, by the way. But there's like only like 2-3 themes that stand out, and this one has a slightly better soundtrack, a little bit more memorable themes. But I will say this, neither game has like an outstanding soundtrack, okay? They're kind of like on the okay, like the soundtrack is good, and that's it for both. But I like this soundtrack a little bit more. So overall, yeah, I think Fire Emblem Echoes is the better game, but the difference isn't that much. These two games are like, I think I gave Jeanne d'Arc an 8.6 in my blog, and Fire Emblem Echoes got a whopping 8.8. So probably because I'm a Fire Emblem fanboy. Anyway, so that's the Versus episode. I like Fire Emblem Echoes a little bit more, but it's my classic by a hair. It won by a hair, okay? Let's leave it at that. That's it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your friends. And see you next time. Was the music too loud? Nobody said anything. Well, take care, everybody. I had a great time. Hope you had a great time in this episode 100 and whatever about the Q&A. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for the support. See you guys next time.